I am Natasha Winter, and I am supposed to be live, so I hope I am. If you can see me, definitely let me know in the chat. I do have my phone in a weird place, so I'm hoping that my son will fit out one thing that is missing from your fertility journey, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I spoke to a client, or I spoke to someone on a discovery call today, and she was doing really, really good. And I really think that if she were to continue doing some of the things that she was doing, that she will see some results that she's looking for. So if you're watching, hello. So I wanted to come on here and share with you as well, because this is not it's not just a one-off thing. It's a lot of clients that I've spoken to that are people on my discovery calls and so forth that are in the same situation, have been taking supplements for a while, have been doing things with diet for a while, have been even physical exercise or just different physical activities, or even just other things, whether it's the acupuncture, the acupressure, a lot of things. A lot of you are trying a lot of things. However, right, with all of these things, it seems that the one thing that is in common with all of them, no matter what it is that they're trying, is that they're missing this one thing, right? So before I continue and tell you what the one thing is, I do want to let you all know, I want to let you know, sis, that tomorrow I am doing a training, okay, on how to improve your equality, or improving your equality for women who are starting their fertility journey for the first time. So if you are a beginner at, going about improving your fertility at home, by yourself, on your own, without going the conventional route. Yes, Mike, she has found the tape. She has found the tape that I used for when I was painting the walls. Okay, so if you are, starting your fertility journey by yourself for the first time, and you're asking questions, you want to know what you can do. I'm gonna just go take these headphones off. For some reason, it just turned off. So I hope you all can still hear me. Let me just make sure. So yeah, for this, I had just jumped on here because I had just finished exercising after doing a call today, and I'm pumped. So I wanted to come on here and share this with you. And I put my phone in a really bad place, so I gotta go and get it in the phone. All right. So hopefully he doesn't come in here and snatch it up, but we're gonna have to end this, right? Because I'm actually charging it, so that's the thing. So yeah, so if you're on your fertility, starting your fertility journey for the first time by yourself, you're new at this, you're in the beginners club, and you're seriously considering going the natural route, and even considering focusing on improving egg quality, the training that I'm doing tomorrow is definitely for you. And it's not just for you if you're improving egg quality, it's also for you if you are dealing with other things as well. Let me just take this layer off, but they got some stuff on here. All right, I don't think this is good for you. Definitely not good for fertility, be playing with this toy. So you know what I got for you? I got something better for her. I got these little toys. They're really supposed to be teethers, okay, made out of beech tree wood. And this is what I got for her because there's no paint, no chemicals. So that's what I got for her. She's not too crazy about it. She wants to play with all the other things. She thinks they're all the other things are toys, like combs and spoons and things like that. So I have to try to get it to use this. But anyways, so yeah, make sure if you want to join that you register tomorrow. If you're in my email, you already got an email from me, so just go on there and click the link to register. If you want to to be a part of this workshop tomorrow. Again, it's free, and all you have to do is go to my website at natasiawinter.com slash improving fertility slash fertility journey workshop. I will put the link in the description at the end of this video because I'm not about to do that with her in my hands right now. But just one more time, if you are, savvy and you want to type it up really quickly, it's natasiawinter.com, which is my name. I'm gonna have to type that for you more likely, but it's slash fertility journey workshop.com. So again, I'll put it in the link in a few minutes. So anyways, to talk about today's topic, okay, what is the thing that is missing from your fertility journey, right? And there's always going to be something that you can do to improve your fertility journey, especially when you're doing it on your own, that you may not think about because you simply don't. So when I talk to a lot of women on the phone, okay, do my discovery calls and so forth, and you guys should have gave her to my daughter before I came on here, but I was like, girl, I'm going on here, I'm gonna share this news. She don't want that toy. But yeah, okay, so there's always gonna be one thing, okay? And a lot of times women, they're trying everything. You may be all of the things, okay, doing the supplements, doing the herbs, doing the onosine, doing the food, improving your diet, exercise, the cleanse, all of the things, but none of them is really going to work. None of them are going to give you the results that you're looking for, and even if they do, they're not going to last if you quit, okay? If you stop doing it, if you're inconsistent, if you don't believe that they will work, and if you pretty much give up before give the things that you're trying enough time for it to work, okay? When it comes to fertility, we have to think about it. We have, okay, for some women have been on birth control for years, okay? I spoke to some women, 10 years, okay, 10 years on birth control, 5 years on birth control, 3 years on birth control. There is no way, okay, that what the birth control has done and what the different things that you have been taking is all going to be reversed in 30 days, overnight. And I'm not saying you cannot get pregnant in, changing your diet and changing your life in 30 days. I'm not saying that. But it's not the things that the toxins that have been building up in your body and the chemicals and the different, additives and parabens and hormones and things like that have been building up in your body for decades. They're not going away overnight like that, okay? So, and even like like I was saying, it doesn't mean you're not going to conceive, if you come off birth control today, okay, and start, engaging in intercourse in order to conceive. However, the quality of your eggs is not necessarily going to be at its maximum, okay? Your body is not necessarily going to be at its maximum health, if you just exercising yesterday for fertility, you just start doing yoga, a month ago for fertility. It still takes time for your body to reach a certain peak, okay, of health, no matter what it is that you are doing, that you are trying, even if it is with something like acupressure or acupuncture, your body still has to adapt and learn this new way of healing, right? So I want to encourage you, right, that when you are on your new fertility journey for the first time, if you're starting it over again for the 20th time, that you make sure that you incorporate one thing, okay, into your fertility journey, and that is to be consistent. That is to stay the part, play it all the way out onto the fullness. Now, I do want to say one thing. When you are taking herbs, especially certain herbs, you do have to give your body a break. You do have to take a break, after at least 6 months of taking certain herbs, and you want to do that so that way your body is not becoming addicted, or not even addicted may not be the word, but so that your body is not you're not like so it can take over. Basically your hormones can take over, so that it can do its job, so that it is not becoming dependent. That's really what I want to use, the word I want to use. So your body's not becoming dependent on this, outside stimulant, outside herb or whatever the case may be. So you do want to give your body a break when when you're doing certain things, especially and even on a daily basis. Even if you're doing certain exercises, of course you want to cool down. I'm not saying to exercise all day every day or anything like that, right? But to just keep in mind that you do need to be consistent with certain things, especially if you've been dealing with something for a decade, especially if you've been dealing with something for 5 years, 3 years, even a year. Because again, it's not necessarily going to change overnight. Your habits are not going to change overnight. Right? So you do have to... Ooh, they're loud. Okay, so you do have to keep that in mind, right? That for the optimum results is you have to give yourself the optimum amount of time in order for your body to recognize, hey, this is the new program, this is what we're doing now. We have to shed certain energies and shed certain patterns and habits in order for this new way to work. So let's talk about egg quality. Even though it takes 90 days minimum for egg quality to be improved, right? 90 days is not a lot. It's really not that long, okay? When you're talking about things that you are doing consistently every single day that is negatively affecting your fertility, okay? A lot of times, we are ingesting, again, certain things that are triggering our hormones to behave in a certain way, and we're not given that 90 days. We're not saying, oh, I'm only going to for 90 days consume this drink that is not good for me, or for only 90 days I am going to allow thoughts into my head that are going to create certain images and thoughts and feelings in my mind and in my body. We're not given that a limit. So why is it when it comes to fertility that we have this limit already placed in set? Look, when this bottle is done, that's it. When this herb is done, that's it. Once this 15 minutes is up, I'm not doing this exercise again. I'm not doing this breathing. I'm not doing this yoga. Once this 2 weeks is up, that's it. No, sis. That is not how you get the results that you're looking for, okay? You have to keep at it. You have to give the thing some time to work. These little bottles, they're not meant to last you forever. It's not a magic pill in a bottle. That's why there's 120 of them or 60 of them. You have to continue to take them. And it's the same thing like when you get medication from a doctor. They don't just give you one bottle or tell you to just take the pills until you no longer feel the symptoms. They tell you to finish the bottle, and then even after, they might tell you to refill your prescription. Right? So in many cases, it can be the same thing when it comes to improving your fertility with whatever natural methods that you are using that you found out. However, when you found these methods online or somebody told you or in a group, they didn't tell you had to keep on going, right? You might have just stumbled across something that worked for one person and it got them pregnant in that cycle, or with that one bottle, or after that one yoga class or something like that. It may have worked for them in one short go, in one short session, but they didn't tell you that, hey, it might take you longer. You might have to continue to do it. You might have to do the thing more than once. And I get it, right? We want results. You want results. And it's hard to keep on doing something sometimes if you don't even know what it's doing to your body. You don't know if it's working. You don't know if, this is even making a dent in the issue that you are dealing with. You don't know if it's even doing the opposite, if it's working against you, because you don't even know what you're taking sometimes. You may be just taking something that somebody, again, told you to take, or that you saw online, and so you figured, hey, let me try this. Hey, mommy, let's just play with the little birdie, okay? She's your friend. Heads up for those of you who are starting your fertility journey or who are considering starting your natural fertility journey, because this really applies to women who are on their natural fertility journey, is to be, have consistency, have some consistency set in place, allow room for that consistency to be there. Because if you don't, you're gonna go days without doing the things that you need to do. You're gonna go weeks without it. Those days turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years, okay, of just not doing things that you need to do. But your eggs, they are growing and developing. Okay, once they get stimulated to produce, they're not taking a break for that 90 days. Within that 90, which is, again, that's the minimum, and that 90 days is not for everybody. For some of you, it's going to be a little bit longer, right? Those eggs are not taking a break. Your fertility, your womb is not. It's consuming. It's taking in whatever you give it every single day, right? So that 3-day break that you take, that's going to play a role. That's going to have an impact on the the quality of the eggs that you produce. 3 months later, 12 weeks later, and beyond, right? So when you are considering, again, to create some natural fertility it can be hard to be consistent when you don't have a system in place. It can be hard to be consistent when you don't have checks and balances. It can be hard to be consistent when you're doing it by your own. You're doing it for the first time, and you have no guidance. You don't know what to expect, right? And again, it's okay. It's okay to want to do something different and to want to do it yourself, to take your fertility into your own hands. I encourage every woman to take their fertility into their own hands, either fully or in part, right? To some percentage, you should be in charge, because if you a lot of these facilities, okay, they are just fully taking your advantage. They're just fully taking advantage, and you're just handing them over and saying, here's $10,000. I don't know what the hell, because you're in a white suit and you're in some white skin. In many cases, take my money and give me a baby. And when that doesn't happen, they tell you that it's your fault. And I heard the most weirdest story today. One clinic even told the woman that maybe something she ate poisoned her, or poisoned the eggs that she was producing, or the embryo. Like, please, are you serious? I would not want to hear that, right? And then what they eventually do is they let you do a couple of these cycles before they start giving you the tips and the the information that I am providing with you, and then you end up having to do the thing to do alongside with what they're doing. So what's really working? Okay, it is the natural methods, okay, that are helping to assist even with art. Okay, and art is just artificial reproductive technology. It is the natural methods that is really working, okay, with IVF and IUI. It is helping to assist the body to do what it already is designed to do. Now, I will say too is that when you are doing the alternative route, okay, which is the art and so forth, IVF, IUI, we have been so programmed, right, to allow other people to dictate and to sort of take over, to hack our lives, to hack, the process, to hack the flow, to hack the direction that we're going in, so much so that when we are taking our fertility into our own hands, or when you may be taking your fertility into your own hands, again, we lack the consistency there. we have to remember these other, ever since going to school and things like that, they already have a program in place. So all you have to do is show up, and they're going to hand you paperwork. They're going to hand you tests. They're going to hand you assignments. They're going to draw blood. They're going to do tests. They're going to, tell you to do things on, at certain set dates, right? And that can be a hindrance sometimes when you're trying to go it yourself, and when you're trying to start your own fertility journey, because again, you're just so used to other people telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. When you're doing your fertility journey yourself, there's unexpected challenges. And I'm not saying that, you don't need any type of help or support along the way when you're on your natural fertility journey, but I am saying that, again, those unexpected challenges, they become setbacks if they go unchecked. They become setbacks if you don't even expect them. They become setbacks if you don't even know that they exist, okay? And so one of the things that will exist and that can become a major and a huge setback is inconsistency, right? And to you, it may not look like anything. It may just look like, I didn't take my vitamins or supplements or whatever today. To you, it just may look like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. I'll just eat this whatever for this whole week because I didn't feel like, preparing healthy meals, or I just want to indulge and I want to feel accepted and part of, a team. And so you do these things, okay, for a few days, for a week, scattered throughout the month, scattered throughout, whatever period of time, a year even. And then you look up and you wonder, hey, why is nothing, the herbs I was taking are not working. The things I was doing, it's not working. It's not that it's not working, honey. You didn't give it enough time consistently for it to really show itself, for it to really work, and for the power of, and the effect of that natural thing and the natural method that you have used in order for it to work, right? And again, it's okay. Sometimes it does take time when you're doing things yourself in order to finally recognize and say, hey, you know what, the thing said one a day. It didn't say one every other day. It didn't say one when you felt like taking it. It didn't say one now and then one after you're done, chilling with your friends or making them feel comfortable because, if you were to be eating a certain way, they would be asking you questions and it would make them uncomfortable because, it's not served with a side of grease and who knows what, right? So, even certain things, they're literally telling you, hey, one a day, sis, at least every day, or that's just with supplements and so forth. There's other things that may give you some time. You, like, for example, exercise. You may be able to do certain exercises every other day, or so often, and still get amazing results, right? But there are definitely some things that you need to be on it. You cannot allow yourself to fall off, okay? And usually when the women I speak to, they fall off hard. We're talking about falling off for 90 days. We're talking about falling off for a year. We're talking about falling off for 4 months, falling off for 6 months. That is a huge fall off, okay? That is a jump off the cliff, fell into the river, and wound up, in a whole another part of the planet because you just was going with the fall. You was going with the fall off. And I'm trying to say, hey, look, you're gonna fall off. Here's a parachute. When you fall off, get back up. and do your best to stay off. And the next time when you see yourself falling off, avoid, going all the way over the cliff. Okay, and then also set up some barriers to where you would be falling off at, so that there is no chance that you're going to fall off. Set up all types of, alarms and signals and dings and bells and whistles, and have the life. Okay, this is the life that we have been given. For the most part, it has been manufactured. A lot of time and energy has been put into this. It is a global, massive agenda, propaganda, whatever you want to call it, for us to be living in a certain type of way, where we are eating a certain type of way, thinking a certain type of way, behaving a certain type of way. And in the end, it affects our fertility. It affects our willpower. It affects, your stamina, in order, or how much you can endure something. Okay, so it is by no means your fault that, hey, you just wanted a break. You just wanted to just go back to just being, yourself, and just, enjoying life for, the way that to enjoy it as, and to just, not have to think about improving fertility or fertility at all, and all of that can represent to you right now, right? And I get that, and you should allow yourself to, you are allowed to just release all of this energy, and you are allowed to, to reclaim to reclaim a part of you that has been taken away from, the stress and the intense sort of pull to want to do certain things in a certain type of way when you are starting your fertility journey yourself. And it's a completely different lifestyle. It's a completely different daily routine, and it's a completely different system or anything that you have been used to. So that's totally understandable, right? The only thing is that, it's by design to some degree that it may be by design that you are in the predicament and in the position that you are in, and the only way to sort of get out of that is to jumpstart your way out of that. Okay, to jumpstart, to propel, to make drastic moves and dramatic changes, and being consistent. It may be one of the most dramatic things that you have done in the past year. Okay, and I get that can be totally hard to do. I get that can be a lot, and that can be overwhelming, right, for you. Starting your natural fertility journey, so that way you start off on a good foot. Okay, get off and you're going in the right direction, and you can anticipate certain setbacks, like inconsistency, and um, you can safeguard yourself against them, and also navigate your way, through them, around them, over them. Okay, so that way you're not affected by them in a way that is going to throw you off track. Okay, or let you completely fall off. Natural fertility journey is, even if you've been trying for yourself for a while and it's not been happening, things are not working, whatever you've been doing has not been, giving you the results that you need. Maybe it's time to step back and to reassess what you have been doing. And my free training tomorrow, free workshop, which starts tomorrow, okay, and then we're going to do I'm going to come on here on live about once a week, and we're just going to chat, and I'm going to help to give you some tips and some things that you can do, okay, in order for your fertility journey to be off to the right start. So if that's something that you're interested in, I will go ahead and type in the link now this time, because I definitely want you to be able to do it. And I know my name could be a little hard to spell for some people, so that's no problem. So I'm going to just type it in here. Okay. Sometimes it is hard to do with writing, but yeah. So it's NataliaWinter.com. Natural Fertility Workshop. Okay? Nope, it's Natural Fertility Journey Workshop. Okay, yeah. Alright, so it's NataliaWinter.com. So that's NatasiaWinter.com/Natural Fertility Journey Workshop. So I had to type that in because my last name is not even spelled right. And whatever replay, and just to let me know that this is something that you're interested in and that you want to see more of, okay, and I'll be able to send you all the information that you need, where I'm going to be hosting it, and what else you need in order to attend. You really need to show up, maybe bring a pen and paper. I may or may not create workbooks for it. Right now, this is something that I just realized that I needed to put out there, because I know that there are a lot of women starting their fertility journey, and it's not, it's not off to a good start. And when you have the right things in place, it helps to hasten or to fasten or to just make if you want to go ahead and do things your way and on your own, and that's fine. I am not against that. I'm typically one of those people, or I was one of those people, but I kept a high level of consistency with the things that I did. Like when I was on my own fertility journey, it was an everyday situation, and a lot of that was because I did not have any distractions. Again, this was after I came from I went on a road trip and I got back, so I didn't have the regular distractions that most people have. So I was able to definitely create a completely new fertility routine for myself, and as a result, I shrunk my fibroid in my breasts completely, and it was a lot of my consistency was definitely not happening. But as soon as I got back, one cycle was all it took, and I'm pretty sure that my consistent fertility routine definitely played a part, because I definitely have had times in the past where there was no baby to be had. And I think the lifestyle that I was living at that time, I was working at McDonald's, I was congested, I had all type of mucus, I was not having a baby, and I know it was me because the dude I was with at the time, he cheated on me and got another girl pregnant. Okay, meanwhile I was there with nothing was happening. So fast forward to again when I was on my own fertility journey, and I was doing all of the things that I had created in my own fertility routine, and I was on point with that. I woke up just 2 months, okay, just about 2 months of me doing things consistently, I was able to heal a breast fibroid that I had had since I was 14 years old. okay? And this thing was gone in 2 months, and it was there before, okay? But so that's all I want to share with you today is, if consistency is something that is missing from your fertility routine or your fertility journey, you definitely want to anticipate and create space and acknowledge that that is something that you're going to want to use as one of your tools, okay, in order to improve your egg quality, improve your fertility, so that way you can have a baby that you want, right? So I'm Natasha Winter. Definitely like this video, share with a friend, invite your friends and family to the workshop. I think I'm going to go ahead and make what do you call those things, an event, so that way you can maybe share it with others. So check back for that in a while, and I will see you tomorrow at the Fertility Journey Workshop. All right, take care.